my money makes money. So I've said a couple of times in some of my videos that I grew up quite poor. And that's 100% truth. And it really didn't matter how much money I made, I blew it. That word balling or splurging, that really means something for low poverty people. It doesn't matter your creed, your nationality, your ethnic, black, white, Hispanic, or Asian, because you're never used to money. You didn't grow into money, so when you got money, you blew money. That doesn't register for you because you don't understand that paying yourself is vital to your well-being. You continuously do the same thing expecting different results. What is that? That's fucking insanity. You're crazy, okay? You're deranged. You don't have it together. Are you ready to be your own boss? Are you ready to be an entrepreneur? Now, to answer your question, am I an entrepreneur? No, I'm not. I work for somebody. I work for the U.S. government. So no. Am I thinking about it? Very, very strongly. So some of the basic things that you need, right? First and foremost, you need capital. You need money saved up in the bank. And you need that way before you even plan to have a plan. You need a business plan, okay? And before you actually quit your job, make sure, and this is just my opinion, that that business that you're starting has somewhat already taken off. First, you need to have the mindset. Some of us are actually not built to be our own bosses. That's why you have people to work for. You say, well, you know, I'm not really inclined to be an entrepreneur. I might be inclined to be maybe a CEO or manager, but not really the owner of something. And that's fine, okay? But a lot of us are actually designed not to work your regular grind 9 to 5. Sales. You're going to sell somebody something. You're going to sell somebody your skills. If you're a marketing genius, you know how to dress things up for people to buy it. You're selling your skills. Being an entrepreneur is the art of selling something. That's basically all what it is. So you need a business plan. You need the mindset. You need the capital. You need the money. Okay? You also need to understand the risk factors. You hear a lot of people online always talking about being an entrepreneur, but they never tell you about the grind. Now, it's not fucking easy being an entrepreneur. There's a lot of people that you walk past every day who was an entrepreneur. They're called homeless people. Okay? Now, either they were prepared or unprepared, and that is the risk. Whatever you're peddling, whatever you're selling, whatever you're trading, it may not be profitable for you. Or it may be profitable for you now, but it may not be profitable for you later. And this is another thing. Find something that is going to be here in the future, okay? In the future that you're passionate about. Why go from a job day to day, 9 to 5, or working nights, God help you, and do something you don't like to do to be an entrepreneur and be your own boss to do something you don't like to do? What about a mobile notary? You know, a guy that goes around to different businesses or people who are buying a house, and I just go around sounding notaries. I've heard about great stories, people making lots of money, just all different types of things. And for other people out there, you know, whatever you want to do, whatever sector, whatever field, whatever part of the business world you want to be in, practice it now before you just jump inside of it. Like, I hear people, oh, I want to be a fashion designer. Go to Goodwill, go to Salvation Army and buy those cheap clothes and start designing. Do a sketchbook, buy a sewing machine, and do the work. See if that is actually what you want to do. And if you're doing it, then great. If you're good at it, then great. Put your merchandise out there. Put it out on your personal Facebook because it's free. Your Instagram. Use your social media as a platform. All these is free. And as it starts taking, you can see how your own personal market and your own close circuit start to merge into the business world, and you can actually start bridging out and start making good money, and then you can actually tell, okay, this is going somewhere. The 4% rule may not be enough. Now, anything is not foolproof. The 4% rule, I just want to stress to you, is not a gauge. Some of you went out and you set up your finances and you say, wow, I'm gonna really set up my finances to really tailor to this 4% rule. But it's not foolproof. Nothing is 100% perfect. Nothing is 100% foolproof, especially in an economy of ours. And you decrease it down to 3%, those chances of you living off your retirement at 3% is a lot better. Don't be afraid to tell people you broke. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you're broke, because first and foremost, when you get paid, you pay yourself, you pay your bills, you do your savings and investments, get on your money, get your stuff together. And see, that's the thing, Ross World. Don't be afraid to be abrasive sometimes. You don't have to be disrespectful. These people are trying to make you feel guilty and manipulate you and try to say, well, don't you got a job? How you broke? Well, aren't you the one that need money? I'm broke. Why I'm being ridiculed? You need something from me. You are broke because you paid yourself. You had your little splurge cash, maybe it's you love some Chico stick, but you still did your savings and investments for your retirement. So you are broke. You paid your bills. So you are broke. But when you look at your bank accounts, you laughing because you got money, but you are broke. You remember this video right here? Millionaire minded, but do not be afraid to tell people that you're broke. You need to spend like a poor person and invest like a rich person. It's that quite simple. I can tell you this 1,000 ways, and I'm gonna try to, until you guys understand the mindset of a millionaire. For those who are looking to buy a house. So you think you are ready to buy a house. Let's have this discussion real quick. So you think you're ready to buy a house. All right. So hopefully you heard of the 43% debt to income ratio rule that the Federal Housing Administration used, FHA. They use that to actually approve loans so you can buy a house. All your debt, your mortgage, your home insurance, your home association fee, HOA fees, I know you heard of that, and your property tax. They tally all that up, and that should not equal or surpass 43% of your debt to income ratio. No more than 43% of your income used. Take, for instance, your monthly income is $4,000. Okay, so write $4,000 down. Then I want you to multiply that $4,000 by 0.43. So after you do the multiplication for that, for all your debt, including your housing mortgage, should be $1,720. So basically you're saying I'm not gonna buy a new car or anything like that, because if you buy a new car, or if you're already close to that 43%, you're really not gonna have any wiggle room, and you're gonna bust your threshold, and you're gonna end up not being able to afford that payment. Because when they factor in this, they're talking about all your debt, things they can find on your credit report, these loans that you have, right, that it doesn't really account for that 43%. Now, if you're already close to it, don't even think about buying a house or trying to get a loan, because I'm gonna tell you this, what they do not factor in is how much do you spend for food a month? What are the activities are your kids in, or what are the activities are you in? Now, you can't do this if you're already close to using 43% of your income a month. You're already about to bust that threshold, and you should say, I don't want to surpass that, because you're going to put yourself out in the cold. Don't set yourself up for failure. I wouldn't even want to get close to that amount. The banks were giving out fraudulent loans to people. When they looked over their finances, they were surpassing the threshold on this 43% rule. They wasn't living by this rule. And so a lot of good people who thought they could afford houses, who knew nothing about this debt to income ratio rule, was left in the cold and was homeless. And you probably say, okay, well, how do I get to that point where I'm ready to buy a home? Well, first and foremost, you kill your debt. You got credit card debt, you kill it. You have personal loan, kill it. If you're close to paying off your car loan, do it. Sometimes we have to make sacrifices. If you're not ready, you're not ready. This is Ross World. My money makes money.